Hey guys, welcome back. I have a hoodie on. I'm upstairs in my room, and whenever the AC kicks on, because there are 3 vents in the wall, it gets really cold up here. And I hadn't ordinarily planned on wearing a hoodie, and I don't want to wait for the AC to shut off, so I'm back in a hoodie. Today I'm going to film a look for you using some green eyeshadow and liner, but before we do that, I'm going to do some skincare first. Now I just washed my face. I actually just waxed my face. I got a new wax kit, and I used it on my upper lip because I've been told many times that I have a mustache. And then I also used it above my eyebrows, and I used it across my nose to just sort of exfoliate. So my face is freshly waxed, I washed it, and now I'm going to use some skincare. So I've incorporated 2 new products into my skincare routine. One of them is not new, but it has been sort of revamped and made better. Now you can still buy the original. I decided that I wanted to try the revamped, better version. So this is from The Ordinary. Now all the products that I'm going to show you are from The Ordinary. These weren't sent to me. I bought them. I'm not a spot. I don't have any affiliate links. I'm not some kind of sponsor. I don't work for The Ordinary. I just really like the products and I wanted to share them with you guys. So what I use first is the Buffet. This is Buffet plus Copper Peptides 1%. And you can get this right from The Ordinary's website. I think that you can order this from Beautylish too. I'm not 100% sure. Then the next thing that I've added into my routine is this 100% ascorbic acid powder. And I mix this with the Buffet and put this on my face. And then I finish up with the Granactive Retinoid 5% in squalene from The Ordinary as well. Now, if you want to learn about these products, I encourage you to go to the website, read up on it, read up on how to use them. With the ascorbic acid, you can use it in the morning or the night. I use this once a day, typically. You can mix this with anything except EUK 134 or products containing niacinamide. Other than that, you can mix this with anything. You can mix it with your moisturizer, you can mix this with your cleanser, your facial cleanser, anything. Now, I wouldn't recommend using a whole lot of this. It comes with a little scooper, but this is the scooper that it comes with. And it says that you can mix about, I think it's a half to like 3/4 of a spoonful of this. I will do maybe like 1/4 of this, and I mix it with the Buffet. Now, the original Buffet, the one that they originally came out with, was $14. This one is $28. If you want, I can leave the link down below to The Ordinary so that you guys can look these up and kind of read up on them yourself. This is a great skincare brand in my opinion, and it's very affordable, like super affordable. So I recommend this to anyone. I have seen quite a change in my face, in the texture of my skin, the evenness of my skin using these products, and I do use them every day. Like I said, I started using this about a week and a half ago, but I've always used the retinoid, always. But since I started using the powder, my husband has said he's noticed a difference in the evenness of my skin tone, which is awesome. I've been using skincare religiously now for, I don't know, longer than 10 years. Since, let's see, when I turned, I think it was when I turned 27, and I'll be 46 this year, so 19 years, I've been religiously taking care of my skin and using skincare, and that's always included some kind of retinol, retinoid, some kind of retinol product. And then I've been using The Ordinary now religiously for about a year or so, and I think it's awesome. I recommend it. Okay, hair is out of the face, and I will show you guys how much of this I use. Now you're going to feel tingling on your skin, and especially if you're not used to using these types of skincare products, they can be a little bit potent and they can tingle a little bit. Now, like I said before, I'm pretty used to this, but I still get tingling. That's about how much I use. Whoops, about that much. You kind of have to play around with it and figure out how much is going to work for you. So I'm going to take some of the Buffet, and if you've never used the Buffet, you don't have to use a whole lot of it. A little goes a long way. Like, trying to use a dropper full like that is too much. So I probably do about half of that, and then I mix it together with my finger. Sometimes I'll put like almost a whole dropper because I'll go into my neck also, but sometimes I put different products on my neck. Should have done a better job putting my hair up. Also, another thing too is I was asked, not through YouTube, but on Instagram, if I have ever used Botox or anything like that, and I have not. Not yet anyway. So I just took what was left on the palm of my hand and rubbed it into my neck. This person was asking me about my forehead because I don't have wrinkles like the horizontal lines on my forehead, and I haven't had Botox or any injections. That's just genetics. My dad didn't have forehead wrinkles for a really long time, and so I don't have forehead wrinkles. But if I raise my eyebrows, you can see them. And I do right here have some very fine lines where my eyebrows go up, and then I have the number 11s. But as far as like Botox or anything, I haven't had that. They also have a really cool guide that tells you about each product, how to use it, the potency, where to use it, what to use it with. And then they have a recommended regimen for people that are interested in putting together products, but they're not sure how to do it or what to use. So like for me, I use what's recommended in anti-aging, which is the buffet, hyaluronic acid, the retinoid, and then rosehip seed oil. Okay, so skincare is done. We're going to move on to eyes. And like I said, today I'm going to do a green look for you, which I haven't done in a really long time. I'm going to start with Soft Ochre Paint Pot from MAC, which I always start with that, or Painterly. I look like I've got some seriously chapped lips, like I'm 5. Look at that. Alright, I'm going to use Tarnish from MAC. This is an eyeliner. And what I'm going to do is put this along my lash line. It doesn't have to be neat. I'm going to get it real close to the lashes. And then I'm going to use a smudge brush. And I'm going to get in there and I'm going to smudge this. And I'm going to smudge it up. This little brush has quickly become a favorite. It's from Real Techniques. It's the Instapop eye brush. Instapop crease brush. And I'm going to blend this up almost until the green starts to disappear into my crease. I'm going to go back along the lash line to darken it up. If you have to, pull up on your eyelid. Now remember, you don't have to be particularly neat about this. Just make sure that it's darker at the lash line and it starts to fade as you head up towards your crease. I've also resorted to pulling up on my eyelid as well, just to make sure that I'm getting into my crease. Oh, I also wanted to tell you guys that I will put the retinoid on after my eyes are done, and I've done whatever cleanup down here that I need to do. I'm not doing it yet until my eyes are done. So there, you just want it to fade as it heads up to your crease. Again, if you're older like me, don't be afraid to pull up a little bit on your eyelid. Then I'm going to take the brush that I use with the soft ochre, and I'm just going to go right along the edge here. So that's kind of what you want it to look like. The green we're using is in this palette here. I had a hard time deciding what I wanted to use, if I wanted to use a matte, if I wanted to use something with shimmer. You can always substitute this eyeshadow for a matte one if you're not into that, or you can use something that's shimmery instead of frost. This is a little more, I would say, of a frost finish, the one in here. If you have the Subculture palette, this color here, Destiny or Untamed, would both work. You may have to adjust what eyeliner you use, but those are great colors. I actually struggled trying to figure out what color to use. So in this palette, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look for a crease color. The color that I want to use is this one. It's called Riff. Using this brush here, it's a MAC 217. I have used Riff quite a few times. I really like it. We're just doing a little bit of Riff. This is just our transition color here. Okay, and then for green, we are going to use Wanderlust, which is this one here. And I'm going to use a 242 brush, that's from MAC. It's a nice flat eyeshadow brush, good for packing color. And what you want to do is just press it in. Especially if you have older eyelids, pressing will work out much better for you than just going back and forth. I'm going to use this really small brush. This is a Morphe M507. And what I'm going to do is just go right into the crease here and tilt my head back a little bit. I just put the tip of the brush in the eyeshadow, okay? Tilt my head back a little bit. And I'm pressing that into the crease, and then I'm going to go in and start to blend. When you're blending, you don't have to press hard. You just press a little bit and just very lightly. So see me here, I'm pushing in, and when I'm blending, I'm using a light touch. If you hold the brush back here, you'll blend with a lighter touch. If you hold it here, you have a tendency to push too hard. So the further back you hold the brush, the lighter the blend will be. Now you can push really hard, obviously, but you have a tendency not to push so hard if you hold the brush back here. There. Now I'm going to use my 217. I'm going to go back into Riff and just right along the edge here. And then I'm going to take Tarnish and I'm going to apply that right at the lash line. Now obviously you guys don't have to wear it this dark. You can make adjustments. You can use a different color green. It doesn't have to be this dark. The Instapot brush, I'm using the edge, the tip here. I'm just going right over the edge of Tarnish. And I'm softening that line. Very light touch. Just softening that line. I just moved my light because it started to get a little bit lighter outside, and I felt like with that ring light right in my face, this side of my face is darker because I got the window over here. You guys will have to let me know. Okay, I know I always say that, but I'm always worried that my lighting is just crap. Alright, so now that my eyes are done, I'm going to use the retinoid, and what I do with that is I drip it all over my face. I'm just kidding. And I just put it on my fingertips here. I do two little straight lines, and then I press my fingers together and I push it into my face. And then I'll go in and, I'll go in and blend it into my skin. Okay, this is something else that I just got today. I ordered another one of these. This is the Ordinary Serum Foundation. I had to get a darker color. I've gotten a lot of sun on my face this summer. Even though I use SPF before I go outside, I still end up getting darker. It's just kind of the way it is. So I'm going to use this. It has a pump on it already, which is nice. And if you don't know, this foundation is really inexpensive, but I like it. I think it does Great job. Uh-oh, this might actually be a little too light. We'll see. I'm going to use this brush. This is a 159. It's one of my favorite brushes from MAC. And I like this foundation because it's super light. And it does just, look at that, beautiful. It does just the right amount of evening out of your skin. Beautiful. See, this just goes to show you don't have to spend tons of money on foundation. I really like this foundation a lot. I mean, my skin is really evened out and I didn't even use that much. I just pumped this once. I don't even know that it was a full pump. Yeah, I definitely recommend that to anyone that's looking for a good quality foundation. That is, I would say that you could probably build this up. I'm not going to put any more on because right now I'm happy with the way that it looks. But I'm sure this is buildable, maybe to a certain point. I think this is more of like a light to medium coverage. Actually, this color is perfect. I like it. All right, and then I'm going to conceal, and I am going to use a little bit of this corrector. This is the, not that one, the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This one is the orange corrector. I'm just going to put a little bit here and here. I like to go into the inner corner with that because on either side of my nose I have a vein. It's very blue. So if you put the orange over that, it'll help to neutralize that blue. I'm going to fill in my eyebrows right now because my eyes are so dark that I feel really weird with my eyebrows looking the way that they do. I just used a little bit of wax. I always use, most of the time I use wax from e.l.f. Sometimes I don't use it. But I just groomed my eyelash or my eyebrows, so we'll use a little bit of wax here. Run from MAC for my eyebrows. I'm basically just following right along where my eyebrows naturally grow. They are starting to get very sparse, especially up in this area that I'm in now. Alright, now I'm going to conceal. I'm just all over the place, aren't I? See how nice just using the orange looks? It just looks very natural. So I don't need to use a lot of concealer, so I'm just really going to go here. So I have this little divot right in here and here. That annoys me greatly. So guess what is so awesome? This is all the powder that I have left from this IT Cosmetics. Just pressing it in. Normally I would use a sponge, but I'm just pressing it in, and this is, I don't even know what this is. ILOVE, this brush. It's a MAC brush. It's a little tiny paddle brush. It is awesome. Now to set my face, what should I use? So I think I'm going to stick with the translucent powder from Laura Mercier. I have a ton of this. I don't use this all the time, so I need to start using it. This powder really does last a long time. I was kind of complaining when I first bought it because I was like $38 for this. This better be the most amazing powder ever. Now you guys know I do not do the baking thing. A lot of people use this powder for baking. But it's a great translucent powder to use just to set your foundation. And I'm trying to use this up. My NARS, it's got a nice big hole in it. So I'm going to bronze with this. For highlight, I'm going to use this one from Makeup Revolution. It's called Peach Kiss. And this one is really very pretty. It also looks really nice on the eyeballs. And highlight for me goes right in here. I don't take it all the way in. I'm starting to see a lot of people do that, and in my opinion, that's ridiculous. But maybe on younger skin, you can get away with that, but on my skin, I can't do that. And then I just take my brush here and pull it back. Has anybody seen my MAC palette with my blushes in it? Anyone? I found it. Swiss Chocolate is my favorite blush from MAC. And it is this one right here. It works really well on my skin. Most blushes turn orange. This one does not. So, therefore, it is my favorite color. And when I use it, I just lightly fan it on. I don't go overboard with it because most of you know I'm not a fan of blush in the first place. So when I do put it on, it's very lightly. I need an inner corner highlight for my eyes. I'm thinking I'm going to use this. This is Mary Luminizer from The Balm. I'm going to use that. When I put my inner corner highlight on, I apply it and then I sort of feather it onto my eyelids so my eyelid color and my highlight blend in nicely. I don't ever like anything to just stop, you know what I mean? Now, should we put something along the lower lash line or should we keep it like this? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some mascara on. And I'll show you guys what it looks like with just the top lid done, and then we'll go for a more dramatic look and apply something along the bottom. And then mascara, I always use Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. I'm going to throw a quick lip on, and then I will show you the completed look. I'll take my hair down and everything because, you know, I curled it today. And we'll do like the full glam look. I was going to go with an orangish toned lip because orange and green complement one another, but I decided not to, so I'm going to use this combination. This is a lip liner from Ulta. It's called Flesh. It's a retractable. Don't know if they still make this. And then this lipstick, it's a liquid lipstick from Essence. It's called Almost Real. I don't even know if this is still around, but they match each other well. It's starting to get a little too warm in here now. The AC has shut off, so I have to take this off. I like this hoodie, but I hate how small the neck hole is. And it doesn't really like to stretch, which makes me crazy. There, look at curled. Scooby! Curled the hair. Looking good, right? Pretty nice, right? Looking kind of glam in my Scooby-Doo t-shirt. So, eyeballs. It's nice. You could wear this during the day, right? Most of the color is on the upper lid, so it doesn't look like too much. Now, and you can see, hopefully it shows, you can see along the lash line, it's a little bit darker, and then it gets lighter as it fades up into my crease. And then my skin, I think my skin looks awesome. That foundation is great. Don't mind this. This is that rash from my friends that have been with me. They know about the rash I get every summer on my jaw or on my chin. But it's not as bad as it normally is, and the Indian Healing Clay is really keeping it from getting worse. But I think the rest of my skin looks really nice. That serum foundation, I give that a massive thumbs up. And it didn't make my skin look completely matte, and even having the translucent powder on, my skin doesn't look completely matte. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is take this sort of daytime smoky to a nighttime smoky. Now I wanna try something here. I normally wouldn't mix colors like this, but I wanna try something and see how it's gonna look. I'm gonna go into this Anastasia palette and I'm gonna grab Destiny, and I'm going to put this along my lower lash line. Because that's a different shade of green. This is much darker than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be more of like an olive green. So there's 2 shades of green. I'm actually kind of digging that. So there's one way you could switch it up. Use a matte color along the bottom to keep most of the sort of pizzazz on the upper lid. Just use a matte green along the lower lash line. And then if you want even more sort of glam, take your eyeliner and right into the waterline, and then kind of push it in between your eyelashes. Another little tip, coming in sideways with the liner works out a whole lot better than just coming straight into your waterline like I was just doing. There, so you can see from one eye to the other the difference. And then if you want to, you can go back into that color that you used, or if you want to stick with the same green, obviously use the same green along the lower lash line as you did on the upper lid. So what I'm going to do is take that brush, I just dab the tip into Destiny. Also, this is a Morphe brush, this is an M321. And so what I'm going to do is, because I pressed this in between my lashes, I'm just going to go in and make sure that everything is blended in nicely. And I'm really concentrating my brush in between my lashes. So now we have a lot of smokiness going on. Also, I'm using my brush that I used for the concealer just to kind of go along here to clean up anything that may have come down. And then I'm going to go back into my Mary Luminizer. All right, a little bit of Mary Luminizer. And then what I like to do is wipe the brush off and then just sort of feather it in. Wipe the brush again, come over to this side, feather it in. If you want to, you can press a little bit of the highlight right into the green so that it matches the top, so you have a nice gradient. And then some mascara. I use Clinique Bottom Lash. It's the only mascara that doesn't transfer to my skin. My stupid battery died. That's like the second time while filming this video that my battery has died. Okay, so this is it. This is the final look. So we went from daytime into night. I realized that my daytime look is not for everybody. So all you have to do is just adjust it accordingly. Use a lighter green. Use a lighter green eyeliner. You can use matte, shimmers, or you can go full frost like I did. I basically was just trying to show a technique, but also using the color green. Now, you don't have to use the same palette. If you want a cheaper version of that green, go to Ulta, and I'm pretty sure that Ulta sells this palette. This is the Storm palette from Sleek. This green color right here will work just fine. So, Storm from Sleek, there are palettes from Morphe that you could use. There are many cheaper versions, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys the technique of using an eyeliner first and sort of smudging it out, using it as a base. Also, if you're new to my channel, you will never see me use lashes. I'm allergic to them, so it's not worth it to me to suffer for hours just for a makeup tutorial. So this is it. Let me zoom in for you here. There's the look. I like it. I like the green. I think it's pretty. And I'm really liking my hair today. All right, anyway, that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Have a great day, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.